All right. I put AKA division of fractions here because that's really what a complex fraction is. Okay, so let's talk about that first. What is a complex fraction? It can look a few different ways, okay? The first way it could look, it could be, let's do 4 over 1/2. It could be 1/2 over 4. Or we could have 3/4 over 1/2. Right? And this piece right here, this is that big fat fraction bar, but then we also have a fraction either on the top, on the bottom, or both. That becomes a complex fraction. And now what operation is this actually? A fraction bar is what? It's just division, right? That's all it is division. So for the first one, the 4 divided by 1/2, that 4 is over what? 1. So I would just do 4 over 1 and then divided by 1/2. And we're just going to write it in the horizontal form. The second one, it would be 1/2 divided by 4 over what? 1. Whenever we're dealing with complex fractions, it's important to know that our whole numbers, if they're not already in a fraction, are over 1. The last one would be 3/4 divided by 1/2. Now, once we have them set up in that horizontal notation, what strategy would we use now? Jude? Good. Just like that. And I'm not going to finish that out, but that's what we would do here. So really what we're doing is we're taking a complex fraction, we're just turning it into a division problem, and then using the strategy that we already know how to use. Okay? Now, control your response here. This is more of what we're going to see. Okay? Because what we are doing is rational expressions. We have the exponents, we have the variables. We're going to have all of that going on, but really on the surface, it's the same strategy. Okay, so for this one, instead of writing it in a complex fraction, I'm just going to write it in the horizontal notation. But I want you to write that down right now so that you have the original problem. Now, if I was just doing this on my own and not teaching a class right now, I would probably do like 2 steps in one here. But I'm not going to do that in this case. Okay? So I'm going to just rewrite this as x squared minus 1 over x plus 4. And then I'm just going to keep it division right now. What I mean by 2 steps in one is I would probably do my dot flip as well here. I would multiply by the reciprocal. I'm not going to do that right now so we can see each step. X squared minus 3x minus 4 over x squared plus 2x minus 8. So now we've just converted this from a complex fraction into just a regular old division problem. Now, because we have division, we're going to do what? Copy dot flip. This is going to stay the same. And again, that's another place where I might do more than one step at a time because I know that x squared minus 1 is a difference of squares, right? So we could factor that here too. But I'm showing every single step one at a time right now. X plus 4 on the bottom times, and then I flip this, x squared plus 2x minus 8 over x squared minus 3x minus 4. So those are our steps so far. Now we need to factor where we can factor so that we can cancel some things out. So like I said, this is difference of squares. X squared, x minus 1, x plus 1 over x plus 4 times, and this one's going to be plus 4 minus 2 over, and this one is going to be plus 4, or nope, minus 4 plus 1. Now let's think about our excluded values. Remember, when we do that, we have to think about the bottom, the current bottom, and then what also used to be on the bottom. So we're going to have to think about all of those. So in this case, x cannot equal negative 4, positive 4, negative 1, positive 2. Now we can start canceling things. X plus 4, x plus 4, x plus 1, x plus 1. So our final answer is x minus 1 times x minus 2 over x minus 4. Sorry, I'll zoom back in. What part of that whole procedure was new? Like new today? What part? Carson?
It was literally just the same thing as our bell work, just vertically arranged.
That's it. All that was different was that complex fraction where we had put it line instead of the division symbol. That's it. Okay, the rest of it are strategies and procedures we've been using for days now. Okay? Any questions on that one? Here's something I want to highlight. On this problem, we have already one fraction on the bottom and one fraction on the top, right? Now, I know that there's multiple terms within that fraction, but it's one fraction on the top, one fraction on the bottom, right? We're not like adding fractions or, okay? Then we can go ahead. The next one we're going to do looks like this. And what you're going to notice is on the bottom, we have two fractions that we're subtracting, right? This one and this one. So we're going to have to deal with that first. So on the bottom, we're going to subtract those first. So what I'm going to do is just cover up the top right now. I'm not even going to worry about it right now. Okay? Do I have a common denominator on the bottom? I've got a 4 and a 4. But what does this one have on the right that the other one doesn't? X plus 1. So I have to multiply that 1/4 by x plus 1. So I'm going to multiply here x plus 1, x plus 1. And then we're going to distribute that 1. So then what that turns into is x plus 1 over 4 times x plus 1 minus 7 over 4 times x plus 1. Now again, this is a step where you could probably combine a couple steps together, but I'm showing every step. Now I have that minus 7, right? So remember that is just like a negative 7. subtracting the 7 is like adding a negative 7. So now I need to combine like terms for the bottom. So there's my x. I can't combine anything with that. But then I can combine 1 and negative 7, right? So what's 1 minus 7? Negative 6. Okay, so now I'm going to bring back, no, I'm not yet. So what I'm going to have is x minus 6 over 4 times x plus 1. Okay, that's just the bottom. What we just figured out is just the bottom of our problem. That's this part. We just turned it into the blue part. We following that so far? Okay, now we're going to go back and reveal that top. Okay, and I'm going to do my copy dot flip. So I'm going to take that 20 over x squared minus 1. And you know what I'm going to do? I haven't done this yet, but we're going to combine steps here. So I'm going to factor that x squared minus 1. X minus 1, x plus 1. And now I'm going to put my dot, and now I'm going to flip the blue part. I'm going to flip the blue. So instead of 4 times x plus 1 being on the bottom, it's going to go on the top. Over x minus 6. Right, now we need to find our excluded values. So x cannot equal 1, negative 1, 6, and that's it. Now we can cancel out x plus 1, x plus 1. Okay, we are multiplying here, right? So what can I do with this 20 and this 4? We can multiply them. What's 20 times 4, Jude? 80. So that gives me 80 over, on the bottom, I've got x minus 1, x minus 6. That's our final answer. So one thing, just a reminder that's really important, is notice that the bottom, they're adding or subtracting fractions. You have to take care of that first. Then we can get to our copy dot flip. I've seen some people from earlier today that are trying to flip it right away, and you can't because there's 2 separate fractions in there that it's not going to work right. Okay? Do I have any questions?